Humans really seem to like metal, and since metal comes in many different flavors, we've given them a whole bunch of utilities. Some are used for farming, some are used for stabbing, and some, the pretty ones, are used for pretty things and for coins. Today, let's dig a bit deeper on which metals ancient coins are made out of, why they are made out of these, and go over what makes them special. Let's go! A couple of weeks ago, I've made a video exclusively dedicated to gold coinage, and I strongly recommend you check it out. It's a parade of wonderful coins from different regions and different centuries. Gold is the main way of densely storing value, and we see repeatedly on history single coins representing months, if not an entire year of wages. But as we all know, gold and gold coins don't live in a vacuum. They work together with other metals to make an economic system. So let's have a look at all of the main ones. For example, we haven't gone into detail on its pale cousin, electrum. Electrum was the first coin metal, a mixture of gold and silver naturally occurring on nature. And we see occasional instances of electrum coins all the way to the 11th century. As a rule of thumb, if the alloy approaches 50% ratio between gold and silver, and the metal begins showing a pale appearance, it is no longer considered gold, but electrum instead. This metal was abundant in the region of Lydia, where coins first appeared, and there are two theories as to why it was used. The oldest one is that it was simply more practical to simply melt down the natural metal you just found and just make a coin out of it. The second, newest theory is based on the fact that apparently the naturally occurring electrum is somewhat richer in gold than what we see on the coins, and that the state was diluting the metal on coins throughout what is called seigniorage. I don't want to go on a tangent, but that is an important concept to know, so let's go over it quickly. Have you ever wondered why your coin is stamped on the first place? A Roman coin does not bear the emperor's face just because it looks pretty. Coinage is actually a service provided by the state. That stamp with the emperor's face is a legal statement of the empire claiming, this coin has a weight of precious metal in it and it is worth X amount of money. And as with any service, it has a price. If you went to the imperial mint in Rome with a kilo of pure silver and asked them to turn that into coin, not only you would receive less than the equivalent you put in, but the coins you received would actually have a slightly higher value compared to its weight in silver. That is part of what is called seigniorage, the right of the ruling state to make money and turn a profit on it. Now, back to electrum. Since the proportion between gold and silver of these primitive coins wasn't something fixed at the beginning, apparently the Lydian kingdom decreed, okay, we will oversee the standardization of the gold to silver ratio on all coins. You all need to hand me the electrum, I will define a gold to silver ratio, specify a value for this standard alloy, and make a standard coin, and you will all get to use it. I will, obviously, dilute it a little bit and pocket the difference, because I am the king. And that's how we get the first state-coined coin, the first instance of seigniorage, and why the electrum coins are of an inferior alloy compared to the natural metal you find in the region. There is another reason why we see electrum coins, and that is debasement. Let's take this Byzantine coin for example. On paper, this is supposed to be a coin of pure gold, and it has a market value of a gold coin. But a state going through difficult times, like the Byzantines were at this time, reduced the gold purity as to mint more coins and make a profit. At first, no one notices, but metal never lies. And that pale hue starts showing, and then people realize, oh, this isn't pure gold anymore. Now we head over to silver, and silver is very interesting because it is at the middle of the monetary scale. It is abundant enough as to be able to sustain a vast amount of silver coins, but it is precious enough to be considered a desirable thing and a desirable precious metal. Let me exemplify. This coin of Emperor Hadrian features a modius, which was a kind of barrel used to carry wheat. We tend to think grain was bought only with small change, which it also did. Look at another modius depicted on a quadrans, the smallest of Roman coins. This illustrates how silver was the bridge between pocket money and bigger denominations. One of these coins should buy you grain for a couple of days. The other will get you stocked for a couple of months. Now, try giving the merchant a gold coin and get ready to carry enough wheat for a couple of years. Good luck dragging all of this home. Not all silver coins are made the same, however. Let's take a look at this Roman coin from the 3rd century. Something is weird with it, isn't it? The previous denarius we've seen was a bright, shiny coin, while this one has this brown, grayish tone to it. This is called billion, and is the alloy of copper with silver, when copper constitutes more than 50% of its composition. Different historical periods saw extensive use of billion coinage, but the use of billion is generally associated with two reasons. Either by deliberate debasement from the state to fund itself, or by scarcity of silver. This Roman coin was minted on a time of great turmoil and civil wars on the empire, so to pay for more legions with less and less silver, each coin just received less and less precious metal. Another reason was by simple lack of silver. For example, the medieval period saw a big downturn on the silver supply available for each of the smaller kingdoms that replaced Rome. As a result, silver became scarce and much more valuable, so a coin of pure silver was just too valuable for common use, similar to what gold was before. Let's look at this coin from the 12th century, minted in Barcelona. This weighs just over 1 gram and only possesses 33% silver, yet it could represent half of a laborer's daily wage. If you combine debasement with the high price of silver, then we get to really dramatic situations. This later Spanish coin looks bigger, but only possesses half the silver that the previous, smaller and very debased coin had. At this stage, we actually need to question ourselves, is this even silver alloy anymore? And finally, we get to base metals. You were probably expecting me to say bronze, but it is a bit more complicated than that. Base metals are all metals that aren't precious, but due to some of their qualities, they are used on coinage. This is the money of the masses, the small change that circulates around the cities and that doesn't have intrinsic value on itself, but instead has fiduciary value. That is, the state that emits it claims it has value, and it is a tool to basically make trade easier. The king of base metals for coinage is, as I've mentioned, bronze. But bronze is a blanket term as well. Coins like the previously shown quadrants are made of pure copper, while this provincial coin is made out of bronze, which is an alloy of copper and tin. This sestertius is made out of brass, an alloy of copper and zinc. And this late Roman coin is made out of leaded bronze, a mix of copper, tin, and lead to cheapen production. It would be a living hell for numismatists to try to catalog all of the different alloys used, so we just name everything bronze, and that's it. Something interesting about bronze is that it is much more chemically reactive compared to silver or gold. As a result, we have what is called a patina. The patina is a layer of oxides resulting from the reaction between the copper from the surface of the coin and the chemicals in the environment. Depending on these chemicals, coins can display different colors of patina, such as black, brown, different shades of gray, among others. If you have one of these green statues on your city's main square, that statue is made of bronze, and it has suffered the exact same reaction. That's why it has this different color. Some other metals were used in smaller scale, such as zinc, tin, lead, or iron. Here's an example from the Iberian Peninsula. This is an Iberian lead coin, probably minted at the time of the Punic Wars between Rome and Carthage. As the copper was used at the war effort to pay troops, coinage had to be temporarily minted with lead, but the material simply isn't adequate for the job. It's too soft, and as you can see it just doesn't look good, and it's hard to recognize it as a coin. When looking for a coin online or at a catalog, it is unlikely you'll find a description with the full name of the metal, but instead, the following abbreviations: AV for gold, EL for electrum, AR for silver, BI for billion, AE for bronze, PB for lead are the most typical. If you'd like to know more about coin metals and coin manufacture, I'll leave a set of recommended books at the video description. These are personal favorites of mine, and purchasing it through these links helps the channel grow. Now you go out there and you fill your collection with all kinds of different metals. See you soon!